Video of today. This is a vacuum cleaner. Obviously this is a Dyson, a DC54. So as usual I will try to refurbish, renovate this one. I'm not a fan of this series. I like to do the one where we came out prior to that. They were much stronger and with less plastic part, willing to snap. But this one is complete. It's got the filter, it's got the powered head, so I will give it a try. And if it doesn't work, because usually what I do, take it home, because it came from a recycling place. I don't know his previous life. I'm not even sure if it's working, so I will plug it in a garage to try first. That's the first thing to see if it's actually turned on, and from now on I will go in with the normal basic cleaning. Even if it's a different model, they all work pretty much the same way with the filtering system, with a manifold. All of this can be dismantled and cleaned up inside. That's what I do usually with a steamer. And yeah, I will show you how I do that, and hopefully this can help you for the future if you have to do a deep cleaning of your Dyson. Right, just to show you what's going on. So you've got a set of Torx screws all around it. They are, I think, T25. I will double check this and I will put this on the video for you. So you have to remove all the screws all around it. When it's done, you can remove this part. By the way, as I always mention it, when you open something and you're not sure about, how things work and stuff like that, I do recommend to mark it. So you can take a photo, take videos with your phone. It's obviously easy this way. But what I do also, I just mark it with a marker here, as you can see. So I know where it's supposed to line, because in case when you put it back together, sometimes there is a specific position, you can't do it another way. So it's better to have a good look first and mark it so you know how to put it back together later. So when you remove this part, all these screws here came from all around it, and at that stage you've got another set of screws going in this little hole here, all around it as well. So you remove the screws, that they are the same than the other one, and you can remove this from the manifold and you get it inside. And then from that moment, so you can see it's quite dusty. You can clean up all of that, and we can still going deeper. Another part can be removed here. There is more Torx in there, so I will show you this light. Right, so at that stage you removed all the screws, Torx screws from here on the sort of right part of the manifold. But this is not enough. You've got to set all around it. When it's done, you've got another set here in this hole, deep hole. So it means then you need the same Torx, but eventually a little longer. If you have a short Torx tool, it would be maybe too short to reach the screws in the hole here. So here we go. We have to remove all the screws here. Again, you see I've got some marking here, so I know exactly where everything's going for later, to be sure to put it back together. Even if the part can be put upside down because there is no sense, position, it's always good to mark it, for the fact there is some rubber and gasket all around that, and most likely they like to be in the same position to put it back, to keep be dust proof, if you know what I mean. As soon as you move a little bit, you move a quarter of a turn or something, even if you can screw the parts together, the rubber itself, the gasket, will be not exactly in the same position where it's been before, and eventually we'll have a leak on that. So it's important to try to put it back exactly as it's been before. Alright, so when it's done with all these screws, you can remove this part here, and here we are. You could see inside how filthy it is. Even if I clean up with the air compressor for 5 minutes or more, it's still super dusty inside, so it's worth to open it and wash it. So what I do at that stage, usually I put these parts in a plastic container with a detergent to clean up, to soak for a little bit. These little cones are quite fragile. They are made of rubber or silicone or something like that. They are soft, so you better to not brush this too hard. So this is why I like to put this in a container with some liquid and leave it for quite some time. And usually I can rinse and it's already all clean up per the detergent in there. So that's so far the best way I find. As a reminder, all the screws in there going in that, so it's a lot of screws. They are all the same. They are Torx screws, but they are all the same size. For good manner, if you dismantle something, I always recommend to check if you've got different sizes, different screws, and to separate them, and to be sure every time you remove one screw they look exactly the same than the previous one. If so, you can put them together, but if not, it's better to separate them and mark with a marker if you have a longer screw somewhere or shorter somewhere. So when it's time to reassemble this together, you will not doing any mistake. Keep in mind, if you open something, eventually you will order a part. Eventually this part will take some time to arrive, and maybe you will put this on hold for quite some time, days, weeks, months. And what happened when things coming back, you don't remember anything. So I put the screws together if I know I will reassemble the things the next day. Fair enough, they stay in there. Otherwise I put them in a little plastic bag, the sort of plastic bag for the freezer, and you can mark on the plastic bag what it's supposed to be in there. So I like to do it this way. These parts have been already clean up sort of a little bit with the air compressor, but obviously it's not enough. So all of this will sink in water in a soapy water for quite some time. I will do a video when it will be time to reassemble of that. So in case I see something relevant for you to learn, I will do it. To bounce about what I said regarding the screws, if you remember, I had some Phillips screws all around the manifold in the filtering inside the Dyson. However, I dismantled this brush, which is on the same Dyson, and all the screws are here, and they are not the same size. They are not the same head size screws. I think one was the other set was 7, and it must be 9 or something. So yeah, you have to be very careful with this, and it could be specific, and it's actually specific at different Dyson. Different Dyson use different screws, so it's important to identify this and put them away in a specific box, plastic bag or whatever. So this will stay together. By the time everything will be dry, it could be a little longer than expected because it starts to be wet and humid at the moment in Victoria. However, I will not reassemble this together. So for now, so the screws are in safe place for the moment. Yeah, so just remember, they are not always the same. Even in the same range or same item, you can have a few sets of screws, and it's important to identify this and keep them apart from each other.